If you remember from our previous videos, we introduced the Siemens Unified runtime and comfort panels. As we mentioned, this is a new platform offered by Siemens, and this is the latest technology for HMI and SCADA systems. So at some point in the future, we are expecting to see only Siemens Unified instead of the old Siemens Advanced and Comfort and Basic panels. So it is very important to follow the latest technology and stay up to date. So in this video, we are going to discuss a brand new product offered by Siemens. This new product called Unified Basic Panels, which falls under the same family of product, which is the Unified ecosystem. Later in this video, we are going to unbox a brand new Unified Basic Panel, and also we are going to discuss what are the differences between the UBPs or Unified Basic Panels and UCPs or Unified Comfort Panels. So without further ado, let's jump into the details. So let's just quickly go through the main differences between the UBPs and UCPs. So in the new UBPs, for sure we have the same structure, and the backbone of the HMI panel is almost the same. The UBP is also a Linux machine, but with more restricted hardware and software resources. The UBPs still support static and dynamic SVG graphics. The scripting language is still JavaScript. It offers multi-touch and gesture recognition functionalities, and it's more advanced compared to the old comfort panels and basic panels. Basic panels are offered in 4 different sizes, compared to the Unified Comfort panels, which we had 6 different sizes. You have a choice of 4-inch, 7-inch, 10 and 12-inch in UBPs. So this table summarizes the key differences between UCPs and UBPs. As you can see in the new UBPs or basic panels, the number of PLC connections are limited to 4. The number of PLC connections are limited to 8 connections, whereas in the UCPs, we can connect up to 16 PLCs. As you may notice, the UBPs still support more PLC connections compared to the old basic panels, which could only connect to the 4 PLCs. The maximum number of tags in Unified Basic Panels is 1000, whereas in the UCPs is around 8000. You can pause this video and go over the main differences from these 2 tables, but overall, as I mentioned, UBPs has more restrictions in terms of software and hardware resources. The new Unified Basic Panels still support the 2-hand operation and zoom and hand gesture functionality, and the touch panel allows you to work with the HMI even if you have a work gloves on. In the next section, I will show you the hardware after I unbox this new UBP, but overall, as you can see, the UBP or basic panel only has 1 Ethernet port, whereas the UCP or comfort panel has 2 Ethernet ports. Another main difference between UBP and UCPs is the limitation in remote connectivity. So in UBPs, you only have 1 client operator included in the base license, and this is not extendable. Another main difference between UBPs and UCPs is that you don't have the edge runtime or edge functionalities. As you may know from our previous videos, edge runtime is an innovation from Siemens that allows you to install some apps and run them in parallel with your HMI runtime. We use this functionality to install Node-RED on our HMI panels, and you can check that video to understand what is Edge overall. In the new UBPs, you still have the option to connect some input devices such as mouse and keyboards, printers, and so on. And the mounting is similar to UCPs, and you have a choice of installing your HMI on your panel horizontally or vertically. So just to summarize, if you are looking for a new HMI panel for your new project, please make sure you design your system based on the new Unified panels. If you need a more advanced HMI with a lot of functionalities, such as Edge, more Ethernet ports, go with the Unified Comfort panels or UCPs. But if you need a very basic HMI panel and still want to take advantage of modern functionalities such as scripting in JavaScript and having a multi-touch screen, and of course with the lower cost, you can choose to design your system based on the Unified Basic panels. So that's it for this section. Let's jump into the next section, which is unboxing a brand new Unified Basic panel, and let's see how it looks like and overall what's inside the box. After understanding what is the difference between the brand new Unified Basic panel compared to the Unified Comfort panels, let's just unbox one device. Let's just quickly overview and go through the hardware components. So as mentioned, the Unified Basic panels come in 4 different sizes, and here I have a 4-inch or MTP 400 Unified Basic panel. So let's just cut the box. So in this DVD, you will get the open source software component that has been used in this device. And of course, you get a manual. And we went through this manual in the previous videos when we unboxed the Unified Comfort panel. And in this quick manual or tutorial, you'll get the chance to see how you need to wire the device, how you can mount it, and overall how you can connect this to your TI Portal software. The third part that you get is just a few pieces, and the most important one is the power connector, and also 4 screws, and with the mounting brackets, and also wire harness to keep your wiring organized. So we will need this power connector to power the device up. And of course, you will get the device itself. And as you can see, this one is just a 4-inch and it's very small. It exactly looks like a comfort panel. I noticed the color difference. This is darker gray. Similar to the comfort panel, you have the product label on the back. You see the device name, product number, and all the certificate that device has. Of course, it has the CUL for the Canadian and US market. It's very simple and minimal. And as you can see here on the bottom, you have the power connector, that's just for connecting the DC 24 volt. This device or Unified Basic panel has only one Ethernet port compared to the Unified Comfort panel that has 2 isolated Ethernet ports to connect to 2 different networks for different purposes. You can just use it for connecting to the internet, or of course connecting to your OT network for PLC and so on. You get 2 USBs for connecting your USB flash drives for logging data or offline transfer of your project and so on. And there is no SD card, as you may notice. There is no SD card slot for expanding the system memory and user data memory. So again, this is just here to give you an option if you need a cheaper and low-cost option and you don't really need those high-end or high features of comfort panel. So as I mentioned, this is just a replacement for the basic panels that are going to be obsolete very soon. So let's just power this device up and quickly see the boot sequence. Okay, as you can see, the menu looks exactly similar to the Unified Comfort panels. And because this is a smaller screen and is only 4-inch, I have this menu that I can just open it up by clicking on this arrow. And of course, you can start the project. That's just the same that you had before in the Unified Comfort panel. And I'm trying to keep this a little close to the camera so you can read it, because again, this is very small HMI and it's only 4-inch. And again, you have the system properties, exactly same as Unified Comfort panel. You can update the OS. You can see the performance and you can change the display setting if you want to mount it horizontally or maybe vertically. And you can adjust the brightness. After adjusting the display setting, you can just go to different menus. I hope you can see the menus because it's a very small display. And we can go to the runtime properties to see the automatic runtime, project information, web clients, same as the comfort panel. But as I mentioned, the basic panels only support 1 client and that cannot be expanded even with additional licenses. And then on the network and internet setting, because we have only 1 Ethernet port, you only have the option for 1 port. And you can set up the IP address of this device similar to the comfort panel. And under the security, of course, you can manage your certificate, you can manage your users on this device, and so on. The next option is external devices and inputs like hardware interfaces and connected devices. If you have connected any USB or storage, you can see it over here, and language and region and format. Of course, you can set up your date and time and so on. And for the service and commissioning, that's one of the important menus that you often will use to transfer your project, update your OS, or backup or restore your project, and trace forwarder for diagnostic or troubleshooting your panel from a PC. Okay, that's it for the hardware overview. Again, it's a very simple and minimalistic design, yet powerful, and it's a great replacement for the old basic panels, and you can get advantage of all the upgrades. So I totally suggest to upgrade your panel as soon as you can. Programming a unified basic panel is exactly similar to programming a unified comfort panels. You just need to select a different hardware from the hardware catalog. So to learn how to program a UBP similar to UCPs, please check the other video, which we explain a few examples how to program a unified comfort panel in TIA Portal. Just please keep in mind, the unified basic panels are only available from TIA Portal version 19. So that's it for today's video. I hope it was useful, and as always, please feel free to reach out if you have any question about this video, and overall if you have any feedback or comment about our content. Until the next time, have a great day or night.